So, what I want to speak on today is the principle of decision and consequence. People of high value they understand this principle, but most often you look at people who end up failing in life, people who end up not achieving what they planned to achieve. You notice these are people that actually do not study decision and the consequence that follows. But men of high value, they understand that every choice that you make has a consequence that is attached to it. So I always tell people, you make choices, you don't make consequence. You make choices, you don't make outcome. So depending on the choice you make in life is what determine the outcome, the consequence. So consequences are naturally built inside of the decision. That is why if you want to become valuable, you need to study people who are valuable. You need to study the decisions that they've taken or they've made and the consequence. Of course, consequences can be both positives and negative. Now, if you want to become valuable, make good decisions. Study decisions and the consequences. If you go to school, if you educate yourself every day, if you read every day, you become improved. That's the consequence naturally behind reading. If you refuse not to read, not to look at things that will improve you, you are just smoking, drinking, sitting at junctions, wasting your time, 45 30 minutes idle talk and all of this, scrolling unnecessary through the internet or whatever, then the outcome of that is unproductiveness. So now, for example, if you go and get sex, definitely you are going to get pregnant, except otherwise. A lot of things are happening behind that. So the consequence is built behind it. If you drink alcohol, you are going to get drunk. The consequence is built in it. You don't say, well, I'm going to drink alcohol, then I will not get drunk. Or I'm not going to go to school, then I'll be a minister, I'll be somebody, and all of those, which of course, depending on what you learn again. But what I want you to know is that people of high value understand this principle, that decisions goes with consequence. So the decision that you take determines the outcome. So you don't need to pray. Or whilst praying, make sure you take good decision. And definitely it will bring positive outcome for you.